You ever look at a map and see a town or a place that calls your name? Well, that's what happened to me when I was looking at the map of northern New Jersey near where I live, and I found this town of Manunka, and that called my name, and I had to go see what kind of place is Manunka, and it's located in far western New Jersey, right on the border of Pennsylvania, south of Stroudsburg, along the Delaware River. And I wound up visiting the town of Belvidere, which I thought was Manunka, and I couldn't really find any town. It's a place on a map, but it didn't seem to be a real place where people had any names of things called Manunka this or Manunka that. So I was out in this area of New Jersey to look at train stations for another video that I might release someday in Hackettstown and a couple of other towns out far west. So my question is to anyone watching this is there a town in your area or your state that has got an unusual name and that you've always sort of wanted to find and check out? Well, that was the case with me. So this will show you a couple of different random shots of getting to Manunka and going through some other towns with unusual names in New Jersey, like Tranquility and Allamuchy. And then I spent most of my time in Belvidere and drove through Manunka pretty much without knowing it, but these are some random shots. I just thought you'd be interested. I don't know if this is a real town or what, but there were signs on the road pointing towards Tranquility, New Jersey. So this is a retreat center. With like dorms and stuff. It's a very pretty area here in northwestern New Jersey and Sussex County. It gets really rural. And I'm heading towards Allamuchy or Allamuchy, however you pronounce it, and Hackettstown. So we'll keep driving south from Tranquility, New Jersey. Here we are in beautiful downtown Allamuchy. Allamuchy, however you pronounce it. Let's see what there is to see here. Seems to be where everybody's headed. Blue house. Let's see. Getting lost out here in the countryside outside of Allamuchy. Might not be much of a town here. We're entering a town with a name that means it has to be good, because this is Buttzville, New Jersey. It's actually kind of cute with a little triangular street setup here, older houses. Let's see what else there is to see here. Neat old gas station. Well, I've been driving on Manunka Road, and I was hoping that it'd be taking me to the town of Manunka. Is this it? We shall see. What a name for a town. Nice old houses here. It's on the Delaware River. Really pretty. Little town park here. Market Street we're on. Alright, let's go down into town and see if this is Manunka. They have a church for sale. More old houses close to the road. Driving into the sun, sorry about that. Water Street. Building looks like it's at a slant. Alright, let's drive straight through. There's a guy revving up his motor right behind me. Nice river here. Creek. Man, he's really raring to go. Alright, I'll make a right here. Get out of his way. Old movie theater there. And looks like an old railroad bridge down here. Really pretty, cute Victorians. Old railroad bridge. Houses evenly spaced apart here. Second Street. Go back underneath this railroad. Another trestle over the street. Like Manunka, you're going to get people like me to visit to see what a place looks like that's got such a name. Although this says Belvidere. Is this Belvidere? We'll find out whether this is Belvidere or Manunka. It's cute either way. Go down this street. We'll go across the Delaware River here. Across this narrow steel bridge with a steel deck. There's looking north. Pretty wild. Didn't expect to drive into Pennsylvania on this little excursion. Is this Riverton, Pennsylvania? Right across the river. Riverton Hotel and Restaurant. 5-star Inn. They got the roast duck and the meatloaf on the menu. Alright, we'll turn around here. Save Pennsylvania for another day. Lower Mount Bethel Township, Pennsylvania, and we're gonna go over the bridge, over the Delaware River, and we'll see see if it takes us into either Belvidere or Manunka, New Jersey. Let's see. Here's the view looking south down the Delaware. I gotta be careful of the traffic because it's a very narrow bridge here. And there's looking north. You can walk across it or ride a bike. Or they want you to walk your bike. So, does it say what town we're in? You've got the railroad that runs parallel to the river, old railroad. Goes over this river, a nice waterfall into the Delaware. And we're going to make a left up here and go north. Really pretty federal style house. And this is like a row house of brick stones, like brownstones, way out here. Where they have plenty of space, but they felt like building really close together. So this has to be Belvidere, because this is the Belvidere Ambulance Corps, and we're going underneath that railroad again. I just want to see if we can get up there and take a quick look. So here's that rail line, and it's not all overgrown, at least right here. Looking south and then looking north. Maybe it's still active. The tops of the rails look kind of smooth. Some of the houses right nearby. Delaware River Gap is right over there where you see the hills. It's very picturesque. Curves around here. The rail line that runs north-south parallel to the Delaware River here in Belvidere, New Jersey. I don't know how to really show what I'm seeing here, but we're driving along the Delaware River on a road in New Jersey going south, and along the side of the road is this heavy gauge mesh fence to protect from rocks coming down the steep slopes and hitting a car as you're driving along. So there's the river over there, but this is a very long rock protection wall. And there's a bridge over there. I didn't notice it when I was driving the other way. I don't know if you can get to it, or if it's a rail bridge, an old railroad bridge. That's probably what it is. So, I'm in this area of western New Jersey, south of Blairstown, and north of Belvidere, and I've been looking for the elusive Manunka, New Jersey. And it's almost like a Brigadoon. Does it really exist? Did it once exist and it just vanishes? But this road, it's interesting. I mean, they have like hunters type motels. It's a far cry from what you think of as New Jersey. Humpty's ice cream place. We're in Knowlton Township, so I'm going to stop and look at the map and see if I can find another way to get to Manunka Chunk, if it really does exist. There was a Manunka Chunk Road, but let's see if there's really a town or a village of Manunka Chunk. Of Manunka Chunk. It's like a spot on the map. But this is an area of New Jersey where you can buy shoot fly pie, because we're right across the river from Pennsylvania. So there's a nice looking farm stand. And I'll keep my eyes peeled for anything that says we're in Manunka Chunk, New Jersey. Otherwise, we'll have considered ourselves as having gone through it, even if there's no signs that say we've been in it. Sign I saw was for Manunka Chunk Road, which we took into Belvidere, so that'll have to do for being in Manunka Chunk. Now we're headed back east, heading towards New York City, which is a long ways away. We're driving east towards Hackettstown along this river, which is very picturesque. And it's in early November of 2021. It's actually a nice time to show the scenery, because a lot of the leaves have fallen off the trees, but there's still some color left, so you can see but still have the color, so it's not all drab and monochromatic. So a sign I just passed said that we're like 65 miles west of New York City, and I'm headed for Hackettstown. On Route 46. I believe we're in Warren County, and another county out in this direction is Sussex County in New Jersey. Headed east. I saw this train car sitting here with the windows crashed in and everything, and it's next to a restaurant that is all closed up and everything. You can see part of it here. I don't know how they got this train car here. I don't think there's a rail line that was here. Maybe. Anyway, I think the whole name is Gulf Mobile in Ohio. And I don't know what it means when a place has these red X's on them, like this place does, but it can't be good. Maybe they've had a lot of mold or something.